So good at this. I kind of dislike these off-the-cuff sort of tutorials, but it's a pretty simple game, so we're gonna do it. You can hold start through those, you know, once you choose chip, just hold start and it'll get rid of that little cutscene. In the beginning here, there's not really much to it. There's a bunch of different routes you can take. I just go kind of the simple hopping along here. I'm not going to focus too much on specifically detailing all of the route when it's stuff like that that you can obviously see, and it's not a big deal. Then we get to these climbs, which are one of the most difficult parts of the actual speedrun. For the race, it's not going to be too big of a deal. You don't want to go super fast on these because they are dangerous. But the idea of doing the climbs fast is to just barely jump on top and then quickly repress. For me, I have to focus on not really lifting my thumb off so that I can quickly repress. And I'm actually so rusty at this, I'm not going to really do justice to a good climb. And I'm intentionally not getting really good at it again before the tournament, because it is so dangerous. Because a lot of times you'll get right up to the top here, and you'll think that you made this jump, or you know, short jump it, press the jump too early, and you'll try and make it up there, and you'll just fall to your death. And that's just a huge time loss, especially if you're getting to the second climb of these. So just climb up to the top, you can jump right over him. We get to this first box. Zipper's in here, and he gives some invincibility. So if you really want to maximize the invincibility, you want to aim for the far side of the box here. Save state. And that will mean that you can pretty much get all the way to the end here. Going this bottom route will make it easier for Zipper to hit this dog at the bottom. It's not impossible to still get the dog hit. Dang it. Get the dog hit if you go on top, but it's a little bit more distance that he has to travel, and more than likely he won't make it. Like that there. Nevertheless, what I do is I aim for the left side of the box, which is kind of silly. You could just walk straight into it, and then assume that you're not going to make it to the dog, and just hop on top of the box and then hop on over. You're not really losing any time for that. Actually, you're not losing any whatsoever, and it's much safer to just assume that the dog is not going to be killed by Zipper. Of course, then I screwed up like that. But it is an easy jump to make on top of the boxes there, and get over the dog. Just gotta do it. Early. Maybe I should have warmed up more. This is also why I dislike these off-the-cuff tutorials, because people make mistakes and then it takes forever when you're actually trying to watch it later. Just like that. We get to the next climb, same stuff as before. You just want to try and, you know, as you're climbing up, kind of try and get on the edge here if possible. It's going to save you a little bit of time going vertically, getting that extra time. But again, don't push it too much in a race setting. You're going to kill yourself. Right there, it's a 35-second loss. Probably more than that if you die right there. And you're definitely going to lose your race. Next up, we have to deal with this mouse. And these mice are kind of interesting in that they activate based upon your vertical position matching up with them. But if you jump really quickly, you see he doesn't activate, if I can do it correctly. So he doesn't activate until I come back down again if I'm really quick with this. Doesn't matter right here. Point is that we want to jump early to land on those sort of gray boxes off to the right, in order to make sure he's not running when we get onto the screen. But then you want to walk a little bit on that box to make sure he starts running. If you're too quick jumping there, see, he didn't activate when I wanted, and he comes after me immediately. So you want to jump onto the boxes from afar, walk a little bit, and then jump over. Then you're aiming for the left side of this sort of insulation. That's just the way that the spark patterns are going to match up there. That aiming for the left side here is going to be safer and give you a little more room. Because you're going to pause here, wait for the right spark to go, and then drop down through. That looks like that. Well, it doesn't look like that. Left side, Gotta activate that guy. Left side. There. That's what it looks like. Let's do it again. There. The faster you keep moving forward with the spark, the faster that it's going to be, obviously. But if you're too quick on your pause on the insulation, you're going to run into this right spark. So you want to pause just a little bit, then drop down. You know, move forward and drop down. Jump over that mouse. Then we get to this section of the damage boost, where we want to climb up top here, jump over, god dang it, jump over, and turn around and boost off that guy. The earlier you do the turnaround, the safer it's going to be, but it's also going to cost you more time when you're not moving forward. So if you can push it really to the last moment, you'll get a nice clean damage boost that keeps you moving forward almost the entire time. The other trick with this is that you want to jump immediately after you land, so as not to activate that particular mouse. If he follows you to the right, as he will if you're slow, it's going to create a lot of lag in this area up here. Well, I died before I got there. But it does create a lot of lag. Yeah, we'll get it this time. See, so much lag in there, that's going to screw you up. You want to jump immediately when you land, and then damage boost off that spark, jump over, and then we get to that bee, which I have to talk about. A lot of this comes quickly, so it's difficult to just talk about it all in a long stream. The trick with this bee coming up, I'll just save state there, is you want to jump on here and immediately jump off so you send the bee downward like that. It's going to be difficult to necessarily get him to do what I want. If you don't send him downward, there's a chance that another bee will spawn right there, as it does if you wait long enough. And it will kill you. Yeah, boom, right there. That's what it looks like when... So if you send him vertical, or if you send him horizontal, then there's a good chance you're going to die right there, because your health is going to be at 1 heart right there. So by sending him to the bottom of the screen, it changes when he despawns, and you get through that free. Even if this bee does spawn again, it will miss you as you're making that jump over the dog. And it's going to be difficult to get it to do that, so I'm not going to spend too much time trying to show that off. Through here is pretty simple, just run and jump over stuff. But we get to these boxes, and what I do is I just run forward and I mash the grab a couple times. So just you hit it twice pretty much as quickly as possible while holding forward. And it's just going to put it right on the edge there. You can jump on top and then on forward. You want to make sure you activate that mouse going to the left there, so don't like do any over the top stuff. If you can, keep them from activating there. And you can even do a backup boost there, but you shouldn't do that for the race, it's way too risky. So I'm not even going to mess with showing the backup boost. Run forward, B twice to get that up there, and then on over. You can jump from the top over that guy. I go the bottom route here. Other people do the top route. It's a little more difficult, but you can do it non-stop, so it's fine too. As a safety, there is an Acorn here that you can get that's full life. You know, it'll slow you down if you have to stop and get it. You can jump grab it, and it's not terribly much of a time loss, but this boss is so easy that it's probably not going to matter. Alright, this boss. We have to kind of go over the jump grab. Jump grabbing is faster than just walking up and picking up. Especially since as you're jump grabbing, it's moving the ball upward already, getting it closer to the boss. The jump grab, you just grab at least 1 frame after you jump. The more precise you are about it, the cleaner the jump grab is going to be, especially on certain boxes where it's easy to bump and lose time. So you want to jump grab, throw up immediately, and then what I do is there's like 2 striations on the top of the boss. Chip's head is kind of hitting where it's at. It's like a blue line on my screen. I don't know how it is on the capture, but beneath these 2 top purple sections is what I wait for the ball to go under. If you're really super fast about grabbing, see, I had a delayed hit because of that. If you throw too early, you're going to go through while it still has iframes. So you want to make sure you're delaying in order to get these hits as quickly as possible. So I just wait for the ball to go right underneath that line, and then we can just spam it. Well, I was a little early there. Pretty much spam it, and you're going to miss these lightning bolts for the most part if you do it really clean. If there is some lightning bolts, you can jump around them and still do a pretty quick fight. So give me a lightning bolt to work with. Either way, it's an easy fight. Then we go into the bonus stage. There's almost always an extra life up here. No reason not to get it. It's not going to slow you down. And as before, those cutscenes, you can just, as soon as the fade out from the bonus screen happens, you start holding start, and you will just skip that cutscene as quickly as possible. Like that. On to B. For B, we want to send this first mouse to the left. So you drop down here to send it to the left, and then jump right back out. Boom. And just run along the tops here, no big deal. Can't run the top there, so we go to the bottom, jump over him. And it's as easy as that. If you do not send that first one to the left, he's going to want to follow you to the right. And you will see we get some more lag right there, and it even screwed up my jump. So much lag in here, costing us so much time. So just walk off here, drop down. You cannot really walk across this reliably. Yeah, like that. Sometimes these gaps will eat you. Sometimes you can just walk across. There's sort of odd timing on the frames in this game as to what happens when. So I do a quick little hop over there, drop down, then just run through the rest of it pretty simply. On this next screen, we're going to go for this box. And again, we jump grab it to be as quick as possible. I jump over him, there. We get to these faucets. Jumping on counts as 1, ducking down here with the box counts as 2, and then throwing the box counts as 3. You don't have to throw when you're ducking, but I think it takes the same amount of time, and it's more reliable for me to just duck and then mash throw to get that out as quickly as possible. Sometimes you miss the throw and it'll screw things up. So, 1, 2, 3, and then we jump to try and get over the water as quickly as possible. The hitbox of the water will disappear up top before it disappears down below. If you're really on the edge here, you can just walk forward and it's not really a big deal. But if you're a little more towards the center, then you want to jump to make sure you get over as quickly as possible. These bottom ones, just run back and forth as quickly as possible in order to get rid of them. Again, it takes 3 times. Then from here we just have to do 3 quick jumps, because we don't have our box with us. Jump over them, now we get to the flies here. And they are flies, they are not bees. The trick with most of the flies is not to focus on despawning them, but instead focus on altering their spawn pattern so that you can avoid them easier. Unfortunately, this first one is probably the most difficult to do just what I spoke about. We want to despawn it early, and then be on these sort of, land on this edge here, so that you can short hop to this edge over here. Otherwise, you're going to potentially get a fly that just runs into your face and there's nothing you can do about it. Sure would be nice if I could get the game to show that off reliably, but unfortunately, Well, that. Yeah, I jumped too high on that anyway. I would have fallen on the panhandle. Come on, give me a fly here. I got one and then I screwed it up. There we go. See, just like that, I was trying to hop to the knob. There was nothing I could do to avoid it. But if we land on the very edge here, which again, this is going to be a pain to show off. Despawn that high, or activate it high. And try and aim for these left edges. Work with me here, fly. Probably should have prepared a video for this segment. Oh, come on, flies. This is what makes practicing this a pain. That would have been one, but I screwed it up. Ah. See, it's still difficult even for me to do it. Basically, you will jump and it will activate the fly and you'll get underneath it here. I wouldn't spend a ton of time practicing it, as long as you don't die when you take the fly hit in the face. That's the important part. And doing it the proper way, it, as you can see, risks jumping into the pot like I've done a few times. So perhaps just don't even worry about it for the race. We'll move on. It's taking forever. This next manipulation is much easier. Jump on this knob, jump down, then jump up to the knobs, and keep going from there. And if this gives me a fly, see, we can just jump over those easily. If you just go on the knobs, well, if you just go on the knobs like that, you die. It's been so long since I've done it the old way. How do I not die on that? Anyway, it sets it up to where you're going to run into them if you don't do the jumping down. Try not to jump down on this one, because these bombs will kind of snap you into place and throw you off and waste time. It's not a huge deal, but there's no reason to jump onto that one ever. So you need to react to these flies as they're coming onto the screen with this manipulation, and jump over like that. But it sets up the spacing nicely for you. Alright. These clones here, they move slightly slower than you, so you need to just pause a little bit before you jump over them. I paused in the air there to line up my shot. It's going to be the same for all these. Just pause slightly. Get behind them. Drop down through the floors there. That's just my own creation. It's not actually in a publicly released game, but I made him for a game that has not been released. Alright, now we get to the spaceship, which is the most annoying fight in terms of RNG. The idea here is to get in here and throw this ball as quickly as possible to find out where the spaceship is. You can hit it off screen. You don't want to make too many guesses here, especially in the race setting, because if you guess and you're wrong, it can potentially mean that you miss an opportunity to hit. But I run in, I throw the ball immediately. If I hit, I hit. If I don't, I go for the second row and hope for the best. Throwing up the side here, if I can get it to show that properly. When you throw up the side, I'll just skip this. It, it hits all the possibilities aside from the very bottom. And they will not cooperate with me. Oh my god, give me a different spawn. See, it hit there kind of mid, so we know where it's going to spawn on that side. But as a last hit, that's really a pretty good spot to hit. Ow. You can get 3 or 4 on the first pass if you get really lucky with the spawn. That's not lucky. But you see, I guessed twice and I still had time to hit him on the actual first pass. The speed that he comes out from the sides is random though. So sometimes you won't have time for 2 guesses before he comes up. But definitely making some of these guesses and then, you know, basing your movement based upon where you hear it hit is going to speed up this fight a lot. You can do dividing these lines. It actually only works on the bottom. But if you hit right on the tile line in the back, it's difficult to do. You can hit 2 rows at once. Makes it a little more consistent, but it's harder to do and it is slower than a perfect pattern. But you gotta do what you gotta do. I have not learned that, but Indy uses it. A lot of it's luck-based, but you can manipulate that luck if you do those sort of quick guesses. On to D. D is probably the second most difficult stage, I would say, in the speedrun. We're going to do some safe strats here though. I'm going to show off the quick way first. So just get on here, damage boost up into these guys. Jump down, hop, hop. Full jump right there, and we're through. That's pretty dangerous though, because you see my life is at 1. If I made too big of a hop, or if I screwed up the damage boost in the beginning, I'm going to lose a lot of time. So what I plan to do for the race is to actually grab this box down here with jump grab, kill him, and then damage boost this second guy. The way I'm doing that damage boost, if it isn't really clear, is I'm actually jumping underneath him and then turning to the left. A slightly easier way, and slightly slower, is to turn left and then jump. You know, it's not going to make a big difference either way, but it's frames that you lose if you turn and then jump. What you even can do is kill that one, and then kill these 2, if you want to be super safe. I think that's a little unnecessary, but if you're really worried about it. I feel like the jump grab box on the first one is fast enough that it's really going to be good and safe for the race. And that's, as I said, that's what I plan on doing. Also on here, you want to jump from back there to try and get down onto the apple. That's the fast way. The other option though is to just jump onto here and then drop through. That's easier. And I do that as a backup sometimes if I screw this up and go a little too far, then just walk forward and drop. You can probably even drop from quite a ways back. Yeah. And still make it on there. This jump is a little tricky. I just do as short of a jump as I can from there. From like lined up with the box when his feet are lined up to get over there. Also the hitbox on these spinner guys, it never changes. Whether they're spinning up top once you've hit them with the box, or whether they're tilting, whether they're spinning around on their own, it doesn't do anything. The hitbox is the same all the time, so don't worry about how their animation is, and don't worry about hitting them with any boxes, it's not really going to help you out. For this jump though, I basically get just ahead of this little point in the background, the diamond, and I do a full jump forward. And then you land up there. You can hop just enough to get up there. If you do the shortest jump, you will not make it. Obviously, if your jump is too high, you're going to take damage there. So that's why I kind of use the visual cue. Oops. That's the risk you take by jumping and then turning, is that you take a backwards damage boost and then you kind of have to kill them or wait them out. That was really early. That was really early again. There we go. On to here. These rabbits are kind of weird in that a lot of times they will not throw any carpet out. But you should assume that they're always going to throw carpet out. So particularly on this one, I always, well, I was going to talk about the flower petals in a bit. But on this one, yeah, jerks, I jump over when things line up. Really hoping this would not be in my safe state. But yeah, jump over and I jump here to make sure that guy's not going to throw anything. A lot of times you can get into this lull of safety thinking that these guys almost never throw their carpet out, so I can just run forward and they'll run away from me. And then you're going to die on an actual run sometime and be really angry because you didn't play it safe. So I just always try to jump. As you've seen multiple times now though, with these flower petals, for whatever reason, the floor does not exist where they are. I really thought before that the picking up of the flower petal was the issue, but really it's just not there whatsoever. And sometimes you just walk over it here, like that, and sometimes you'll just fall through on this one in particular, as you've seen multiple times. Just because you already have so much Y velocity at that point falling off of the box. Sometimes you just plop right through. Jump over there to be safe, as we needed. But here's really the issue, is that this guy coming up, we want to jump over him. Jump grab that box. We didn't want to jump over him, but there I tried to jump, and because I wasn't actually on top of any ground, it wouldn't let me jump. You need to make sure that you're either jumping before or right after that flower petal pickup. Otherwise, you're just gonna have your jump eaten and walk right into them and feel like a dummy. When you jump grab this box, do it quickly and short. That way you make sure you hit the acorn. It's real easy to do a full jump there and just jump right on over, and then you have to backtrack forward. It's annoying. From here, we are going to jump on that switch, jump up here, jump over the ball. That is a pretty tight jump. And it gets even more tight if, see if I can get this to do it. There, you see it kind of snap me back? Switches and bombs and apples are the things that I've noticed that sometimes when you land on them, it will snap your positioning back. And it throws off the timing for this section. So if you can, try and land already sort of snapped into position with it. A lot of times it won't do it though. As an alternative, you can just take the damage boost there and get through. Throw your box up, get full life right there. But ideally, you're going to want to get through a full jump. See there, I screwed it up. I can still take the damage boost as a backup and grab that stuff. If you do make it all the way through, then you can just go ahead and take a damage boost on this ball instead of turning the switch off. Bring this into here, where we damage boost that Jack-in-the-Box immediately. Run over here. And then I do my full jump right at this point here. There's a little small diamond in there. Right when you're reaching the front edge of that. Do a full jump there. Without stopping, however, again, it's tight and I wouldn't do it in a race. So jump, pause, jump. Grab that box there to save a little bit of time if possible. If you don't get that, it's not a big deal. Just run on past all this nonsense. And then we go into the boss fight, where you want to jump grab and throw as quickly as possible. See if I can get a good pattern here. That wasn't really what I wanted to show off. One thing to note on this is you see I throw and then if I'm running forward, sometimes, depending upon positioning, see he had that full animation of picking it up. That will mean that you cannot quickly throw. It doesn't always do it. You need to be aware that if you're moving forward while you grab the ball, sometimes that animation will happen. If you simply go vertically, that animation will never happen, even though you see I can kind of adjust the ball position up. See, I moved the ball up there by, grabbing it at my feet, and it didn't have the animation. And that means you can immediately throw. And if you double KO, you always win, so don't worry too much about that, just don't kill yourself on that boss. The other thing of concern on this boss fight, if I can get him to do it, I guess I'll just wait it out, is that sometimes you'll get these double hits. There it was 2. If I throw immediately after that, a lot of times it's just going to entirely whiff, because he's still in iframes from that double hit. There, it was slow anyway. It's coming forward too much to show it off now. Well, I still managed to get the hit. You just need to be aware that sometimes you're going to have to delay your hits on this because of those double hits. Double hits are nice. See, I only got 3 out of 4 hits there. If I had gotten 4 hits, it would have been wonderful if I had slightly delayed. It was kind of hard to predict that 4th one being like that, but... If you're getting the bonks like in the area that I just got that, a lot of times I try to release B to throw again too quickly. You need to make sure you fully caught the ball, otherwise you're going to get hit in the face, and you're going to knock yourself out, and you're going to feel like an idiot, and it's going to cost you a bunch of time. The balls that fall down are just RNG, and they're really kind of horrible because sometimes there's some really bad patterns that happen, and they seem kind of unavoidable. You also want to be moving in and out with the boss to try and speed up when you can hit him, and obviously avoid him running into it. Which also brings up another point, that his hitbox really is pretty big. It's based upon the very front edge of everything. Maybe just the treads. Yeah, I'm still getting hit way up there. So you need to definitely give him a lot of room. Don't push it too much. Unless you're really trying to eke out that last hit. And even then in a race, eking out the last hit might not be worth it. Sometimes, depending upon how the balls from the sky fall, you're gonna have to do what you have to do. Oh, that was bad. You have to throw high enough, but you don't have to aim for the glowing lights. You can hit below it. But if you're too far down, then it will miss. There's quite a big area that you can actually hit. Come on, yeah. Where are they? See, we're way below there and it still hit just fine. You obviously can be too high as well. That won't do anything. But the majority of the body is going to take damage. It's really one of the more difficult boss fights in the game, I think, especially since a lot of times you're only going to be at 1 heart here. Exoden, thank you for the host. Alright, on to F. You can do this first jump here full non-stop. It's really tight and difficult, and I'm probably not even going to be able to do it right now. You shouldn't do that anyway, though. Especially in a race. Just play it safe, take a nice big pause there, and go on. So the way these balls work is they only start falling once they come on screen. So what we're going to do next is called the Joker Boost, which is that right there. You need to run underneath, turn to the left, but don't press left long enough to pull yourself back out. And then you take the damage boost back behind, And then you need to get inside the next ball and turn around again. That's the absolute optimal strat, and if you get that, then what you need to do is come over here, jump up when you see these flower petals, and then jump up here, pause just a little bit, and let that ball go on by. And then just run past that. More than likely, if you're watching this tutorial, you're not going to really be consistent at the Joker Boost, which is fine, because going for the Joker Boost is faster than not getting it. I can just slam my face, or is faster than not going for it. I can just slam my face into that ball, and I'm faster for it. The reason being, because you cannot spawn that second ball without being in the path of the first ball. See, as soon as it spawns there, I can take a hit. So by taking the hit, I'm still at least getting that ball to fall early, and then I can jump past it earlier. And I'm only losing one hit for it. We don't need that many hits on this, because assuming that we failed the Joker Boost, we instead don't jump up top, we take the damage boost on this bottom, or this final ball. Like that. And then jump over. And jump there. So even if you mess up the Joker Boost, it's going to be faster than having not gone for it at all. There is a third option, which is that you get underneath and then pull back too far, so you don't take damage, but you still get that ball to spawn. You know, it's not going to save you much time. I wouldn't try and go for that. If you can do that, you can do the Joker Boost, so just do it. Alright, on to this climb. This climb is kind of interesting, because the idea is that you want to move the screen upward to spawn these little inflator things, I guess. I don't really know what the hell they're supposed to be. But these first one, you want to actually do slowly. Because there I spawned it really early. Get this box out of the way. Spawned it really early. Waiting for this to get up. I cannot make that jump in time. Or at least it's really difficult. So what I do, grab this box on the left, duck, then go over and spawn it. That sets up the timing here. You're not really losing any time for doing that delay, because the actual ultimate, you know, arbiter of the speed you can move here is these ones on the left spawning. They're not going to spawn any sooner or later, depending upon your delays. So jump up there, spawn it, come back over here, get on these, then jump over, jump around that box to spawn that one up top, and then jump up there as quickly as possible. If you have this yellow bar down here, you cannot die. For the most part, there's a few situations where you can still fall through here, so don't really rely on it. But it's interesting nonetheless. I think those situations only arise in 2-player mode, but still. Try and time your jumping up there to move as quickly as possible to try and set up the pattern on this side to go quick, grab that box if possible to get through there, and then you're out. Keep forgetting to buffer that scene skip, but that's fine. G is probably the easiest stage in the game, though it has cost me a lot of runs, because I take it for granted. Jump that way, and you'll avoid everything right there. But then we get to the first sort of tight jump. It's really pretty easy, but I lined Dale's nose up with... Get these dudes out of the way. This black splotch in the background. As soon as his nose gets there, I do a full jump here. And that is going to allow me to get straight through these lizards. Boom, like that. It's really pretty easy. Jump across there. Jump up here, drop down, don't get on the stool because it makes it harder. And then I go top. Top, I feel, is the easiest route. There's really no risk that way. Footdive said that he had issues with running into these things that sort of grab you. Let me get a better save state here. These things, they sort of grab you. I don't really know what the deal is with that, but they will stop you. I think they're pretty easy to avoid, but the third fastest player in the world thinks that they're annoying to deal with, so maybe he's right. The alternative path is to go on the bottom, which is also pretty easy. For the most part, you just walk straight under these guys. The only issue is this first little jump here, which is quite easy, but I screw it up a lot. As long as you do the shortest jump possible, you can jump really freaking early and not hit that guy. But if you jump a little too long, you're gonna hit him like every time. If you bump into the boxes, then it should make it really easy to get through there, but then you might as well just be going up top, because it's super easy to get through. The only concern I have with going up top is maybe collecting all these flower petals is gonna cause lag from an extra life spawn at some point, but I haven't really noticed any huge issues with that. On this next section, we want a box, and I'll show why in a bit, but what I do on this is I try to make this first box grab as clean as possible, because there's 2 or 3 backup boxes. You don't really want to bump here if at all possible when grabbing. It slows you down a little bit, so just try and do it early. If you don't get it, then you have plenty of others to grab later, like this one right here. Go over here, jump up to boost into that fly to get the boost over quickly. Otherwise, you have to wait for it to come down into you. Move quickly there. Boom, boom. There's another backup box right there. Jump over this dude and bop that antline. It's the 3rd one. The reason we kill that antline is because it despawns a bomb here. If you do it without that, then you end up with 2 bombs there. That obviously takes longer to deal with. Also, if you kill multiple antlines, a lot of times it will respawn that. Okay. The other thing here is you want to jump grab this, if possible. It saves a few frames. And then move on. This area is pretty easy. Just jump over everything. You can make that hole in 1 jump. Here, you want to jump and despawn that fly early. If you don't, then it's going to set up a situation where, again, you're not going to avoid running into another fly. So if you do, yeah, I don't even know how to do it the other way. If you just do the jump there, yeah, that is tight. I don't know how people do that. There you go. And of course, no fly spawns. There will be a fly that will spawn here, and you'll run face first into it. Come on, work with me, game. Why is it so hard to spawn a fly? Yet they always come at the worst times. There we go. Boom. Right in your face. Nothing you can do about it there. If you spawn it early, I'd really like to show that off as well. Please, game, give me flies. Or if you activate it early, is really what it is. I don't know why I keep saying spawn. There, boom. We just jump right over like it's no big deal. And even all these ultimate ones after that are no big deal. They don't bother us at all. You can just go straight on into Casino Cats. So the idea here is that we want to jump grab this ball and throw it up immediately. And then you see, as long as we're not moving left and right, I don't know why it ultimately repositioned, but the ball position does not readjust unless you land or unless you move left and right. See, it readjusts to your body there. But if you just keep grabbing it in the air and rethrowing it, it will stay off to the side. You can easily avoid all of his projectiles, while also, constantly hitting him. You don't have to do any narrow positioning, getting right on the edge like that. That takes a while to try and set up. Just go in, jump grab, throw it up immediately. Don't move to the side like an idiot like I just did. Boom. Again, you want to probably, where, I don't even know how to describe it, where the green meets the yellow, this green section meets the yellow section there is kind of what you want to be throwing once it gets below. Because again, this is one where it's really easy to do it too fast and then you're doing these delayed hits and wasting a lot of time. So let the ball kind of drop below that line and you'll be fine every time. Now we get the cutscene with the flowers, but again, we still just hold the start. We have to wait for her to catch the flowers, and then boom, the start is buffered in. It moves on as quickly as possible. So what I do on this is I grab boxes and I throw them upward. The reason being, see if I can even get this to work, because this is again not a consistent trick, but not a huge deal if it doesn't work. A little bit of pause in this area will actually cause these crabs to sometimes despawn. Boom, like that, and we can just walk on across. You can do it without box crabs by just actually pausing. I find that I'm much more consistent and quick with the box crabs and throws, but you can do it whatever way you want. But you should be prepared either way to not have them despawn, and there you can just move around them like that. Should be aware that on your first landing frame you cannot drop down, so you need to make sure that you wait a couple frames after landing, or else you're just going to hop back up. See if I can do that. Yeah, see? If I just mash kind of going down, sometimes he will jump right back up, but I don't have precision. It's so easy to do accidentally, and so hard to do right. You know, hard to do on command. But I at least did it once in there. He just jumps right back up, and it will throw off the timing for you and be really annoying. Yeah, you can restart the game with boxes. I'll maybe show that off later. I guess I have a save state. We can do that real quick. Just if you throw up really quickly, if I can even freaking do it. Wow, this should not be that difficult. There we go. It restarts the game because you're bugged out or whatever and it just resets. Either way. Drop down here, drop down, jump over there. And now we are coming up on the climb. Jump on the edge box there, and you can jump over. You don't have to stop at all, you can just keep jumping. But if you're a little off on your timing, you'll just, you know, fall right into a pit there. So again, in a race setting, you're going to want to probably pause right there. Grab a box here. Jump, jump, throw, and jump. You want to just throw right as you're getting over that bar. The more precise you are, the faster you're going to just land. You see right there, I stop right on the pipe, and I can just immediately jump. If you're slow, then you have to wait for yourself to land before you can jump again. There's also some weird lag thing that happens here sometimes. It's not gonna happen this time. I think again it's another sort of depends upon the frames that you're on sort of thing. But it just will completely, if your box throw timing is not right, it's just gonna eat your throw and you're gonna run into this squirrel. Taking that hit isn't a huge deal though. We have plenty of life to get through the rest of the stage. So, jump, jump, throw there, grab a box here on your way up, throw again right at that bar so that you can land and immediately jump. Grab this box on the way up, throw and jump at the same time onto this box. Full jump up to there, grab that box, jump and spawn that squirrel and kill it. This is really a difficult section to do really fast. that's the routing that you want for the least amount of re-jumps, the least amount of time wasted throwing upward, least amount of time spent grabbing boxes. It's going to take a lot of practice to get that section right. I think it's probably the hardest section to do well in the entire game. Run to the right here, jump over the crab, make sure we landed, and then fall through. And now we're getting to another trick that, it's not difficult, but if you screw it up, you're gonna die immediately. So if you screw up that little skip there, let's see, I'll make a save state closer. If you jump too high, you're gonna fall right in that pit, and there's nothing you can do about it, and then you start way back at the beginning of the stage, and again, that's like 30 seconds that you've lost. The way to do this skip is to jump and then grab that box. You have to delay the grabbing of the box. If you do an immediate jump grab, a lot of times you're going to grab this bottom box. You also want to make sure you don't jump too high, or you're going to hit the squirrel. So if you're grabbing the top box and hitting the squirrel, you're jumping too high. If you're grabbing the bottom box, you're grabbing too early, is basically the way it works. To make this as safe as possible, jump and wait like, a long time. You see there I'm running up against the box for quite a while to grab it. That makes it pretty safe. It is slower than doing it really precise, but it's a heck of a lot safer, and you cannot in a race lose 30 seconds and still be good. So just do a big delay there to make sure you get through. The old route here was to take a damage boost on this squirrel, and I think that's what Indy still does. It doesn't lose a ton of time. What I have started doing was something I learned from Lynx, which is to jump, throw the box there, and land on top immediately. It's slightly faster, but it's much tighter on the timing for those button presses. But it's really just, oops, really just a jump and then a quick throw in order to get on there. You need to make sure your positioning is right. If you do it too early, you're gonna, not make it on top of the block. Oop. If you do it too slow, then you're gonna take damage off of that squirrel. Not a huge deal if you do, but... So probably damage boosting is the easier way. Just be aware of how you damage boost. If you damage boost way far to the left, you're going to be over here, and if you immediately jump, you're going to hit that box. If you damage boost further to the right, you're going to be right on the edge, so you can't really walk before you get off, otherwise you're just going to fall in the pit. Not even good at the damage boost anymore, it's been so long. That's what you want, is to get across those, but obviously not die. During that transition, I actually switched to a different grip so that I can use my middle and index finger on A and B here. The reason being, bump into this box to try and... that's not the reason, but I bump into this box to take the little bit of weight that you need to get around this first clone. Then right after this, we want to jump and grab that box and then jump up again. And that's... with just a normal thumb grip that I usually use. That's difficult to jump up there well without bumping off. Safe box there strats. I don't even know how to do safe box there strats on that. I really feel like the jump and then grab is extremely safe. I can see not wanting to do it ever, but as long as you just tap A and then grab the box sort of on your way down, it's pretty much impossible to miss. Are you talking about the second one that you damage boost through? Also, I'd have to game over to go back at this point. But I really think it's safe. I don't even know a quick way with box throws on that. So I couldn't even really show anything that people couldn't figure out on their own really quickly. But anyway, on this, see there, you can bump on that. You bump on the first box, bump on the second box. So using the other grip allows you to get through a little faster if you're not already using that grip. It's not going to be a huge deal in a race, obviously, That's just a matter of frames there, tenths of a second at best. But if you want to speedrun it ever, it's nice to be able to do. Yeah, see, I don't know how to do a box throw on that first guy, so... The concern on that box throw, though, is you don't really want to throw the box in the middle of the pit if you do it. Otherwise, when you do a forward throw, it kills your forward momentum. Like that. If I throw here, I can't make that jump. So if you throw the box there against that squirrel, you're going to fall in the pit. You need to make sure that you're doing it really early or really late. Well, early if you're going to just go back to where the platform was before, or really late to get past. But again, I don't know a speedy timing on that. Just make sure you're not doing it like in the middle, or you're just going to fall to your death and feel stupid. Here you can make that jump all the way. It's going to save a little bit of time from doing the short one here and then having to jump up again. Not a huge deal if you miss it. Go on the top, just jump over all this nonsense, and then jump late there, and you can get over that guy clean. How many lives do I have? Just 7. Let's go look at that squirrel real quick. I wonder if actually I have a different save stick. Probably do. H-climb I should. Come on, come on, come on. Oops, forgot about that. Alright, so looking at it here, if you grab this box, do it super late like that. I think that would be fine. I think that's about as quick as you're really gonna get here, unless you grab a box and then throw it up there, which is not a terrible idea. Is there a particular way that you would recommend links? Is one way better than the other? You can grab a box and then throw it up there. I feel like that's slower though. Probably the safest is a really late throw on that squirrel. If you really don't want to do the skip, but again, I really think you should. Oops. Wonder if you can jump grab that to make it faster. You don't want a box here, because that would slow you down immensely. So, yeah, I think that's about as safe as it's gonna get. And you have to do a slow pickup there. Jump grab won't really save you any time, grabbing that before the squirrel. Alright, let's get through here again real quick. On to I. Now my strategy, maybe links can actually tell me the other way, but my strategy here is to do a quick jump there and grab that box in the air as I'm coming down. That seemed the simplest and easiest to me. If you do screw up and jump too high and grab, just kill that guy and then grab this box. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. There's something that he and Indy does that goes over the top here. I don't even know how it works, honestly. I'm not sure if you can explain it in chat. I like my strat. I don't think there's anything really wrong with it. It's pretty easy and quick. Damage boost off that guy. Don't try and jump over them. It is technically possible to jump over, but it's pixel perfect. Do be aware that their hitbox is bigger than it seems. You know, it's based upon where their head kind of goes at the top. So don't like think that you have extra time to turn around there to hit his butt. You need to turn around early to make sure that you're damage boosting right at the top, to try and make it as precise as possible and make sure you don't get hit backwards. If you do take the backwards hit, you can still make it through. Jump to the second box, then all the way to the fourth. Oh, I safe stated already. Die real quick. So you jump, second box, then all the way up. Like that? Only slightly better because I'm still bumping on stuff. And then grab that one, I think. Yeah, that doesn't seem terrible. Seems about as tight though. Probably better if you screw that one up though instead of my way. For these fan jumps though, I like to make the box touch the front here. That's how I know when to jump. I was a little early there. Touch, jump, and then you make it every time. If you jump too early, then it's going to cost you a lot of time. You're going to run into stuff, and it's going to bump all the way up, slow you down. So just touch and jump. Jump over this first set of packs. This jump is really pretty easy to make. If you try and go below it, it's gonna only cause you pain. Going in front of these two tacks is actually the harder strat, in my opinion. You're gonna have to pause and kind of do that turnaround nonsense. So just make the jump over. Hop over that. Quick jump and throw to take that guy out. Jump up here, make your nose touch the nub there. And then jump. Grab this box. Up there. Throw, kill that guy, make your nose touch. And you're on. This jump is not particularly hard. You can make it over. The later you jump here though, the more you're going to run into this wall, and it technically slows you down. If you do it too early though, obviously, you're going to run into that guy. And you don't want that. So later is safer, but if you try to make it without bumping, it's kind of nice. Alright, on this, the route I go is try and jump on this. I don't even know what this is supposed to be, honestly, but I jump on top of this little part here, from this box. If you walk, a lot of times you'll end up on here, and then you try and make a short jump, and you hit the mouse on top. Just gets really awkward. So I always go directly from there to there, up there. Make a big jump there. We'll kind of show. I line up Dale's feet here to make this jump. Boom. So that you try and land on the edge. It's a desk lamp? Are you sure? And it could be, I guess, but... Anyway. Try and land on this edge so you don't bump these boxes. You know, don't fall in the pit, obviously. You gotta do your own risk-reward ratio here. But a big part of this game is avoiding bumps. So jump, bump, jump. And then I hit the left edge of Zipper. You can hit the right edge to get a little bit more invincibility out of him. It's not really going to do anything for you though, so I just go with it. Boom, like that. Run to the right here, run to the right. Do this however you want. Jump on these spikes, then up, and then know he's going to immediately leave you. So you need to jump over these packs. Alright, this boss, there is a quick kill. So what we want to do is this, right above where I'm at, there's a black line. So what I wait for is the boss to be halfway onto this black line. So we go in here, grab the ball, but don't move. Wait for the boss to get halfway onto that black line, then throw up. Grab, throw, moving along with him. That way you get 3 hits on that first pass. It's really easy to move too far to the left. That's really bad. Too far to the left with this, and then you're trying to catch him up there. I just barely got the hit there. You want to move as little as possible while still staying on top of him. I actually threw too early there. Oh, I missed my 3rd hit. Want to be jumping and catching in order to move the ball as quickly as possible there. It's really not terribly difficult. Everybody that runs this game should definitely try this quick kill. It's not hard. But then, let's see about pausing here. Grab it. And you see in the middle, there's the legs and there's a body section. So what I do is I try to stand just to the right of where it's going to bounce in the middle, so I don't get hit, and then I throw upward with that body section when it's on its final path upward. So boom, right there. I was a little early, actually. The closer you are to the center, the easier the timing is. So boom, right along with it, you hit him almost immediately when he's coming out of it. If you do throw it early, it's not the end of the world, but it is going to cost you time, obviously. You will still get the 2 hits in that round, so it's not horrible. And then try to get in front of him, going to that right side before you throw up. If you throw upward while you're still behind him, a lot of times he'll still be invincibility frames, and he'll move out of the way, and it just completely whiffs. And it wastes quite a bit of time. So boom, boom, boom. Get that hit. And we should jump grab here and then run to the right as quickly as possible. Try to get in front of him and throw practically when you're at the wall. This is so hard to show because it happens so quickly and I can't really talk fast enough to get it done. Oh, that was way early. Tried to do it on the way down. That should be good. Boom. If you can kill him before he makes it to the wall, that is a good kill. If you kill him once he bounces off the wall and starts heading to the center, that's still pretty good. But, you know, you obviously want to be as fast as possible, and it's not terribly difficult to get the before the wall kill. See, I was really close to the center that time, and I actually threw early, and I was still okay because I was so close. The other concern, though, which I should mention here, come on, is if you hit him too early in the center, can't even do it reliably, he will immediately break apart again, is the point I'm trying to make, though. Break. And it will cost you a bunch of time. So a late hit is better than an early hit. Man. It's so hard to make mistakes sometimes. Swear to God it's possible though. Boom, there we go. So don't hit him too early because then you have to sit through that whole animation. Basically the way he works, of course, is that he breaks apart once he gets back to the center if he has been hit. Otherwise he just walks back and forth forever. So that's what we're trying to go for here at the beginning, is hit him just as he gets past the point where he would immediately break. That was really late, but that's fine. Boom. Alright, on to the final level, which is probably the most difficult level. Box grab there. But actually grab it. And then just bop that guy. That's the simplest way, maybe not the technically fastest, but that's what even the world record does. If you manage to screw up and miss that, definitely don't do a full jump there. Do quick jumps either way. Miss it, you can damage boost him. There's plenty of acorns, but it's going to require a little bit of timing differences with how you do the rest of the level. So we go... Let's see if we can try and jump right on that acorn there. And boom, we're back to full health. So it's not a huge deal if you have to do that as a backup. But box grab, don't do a big jump there, do a little one to get back in the conveyor. Now the other thing here is you want to jump as quickly as possible, so I wait as long as possible on that so I can jump immediately up to this conveyor. So boom, boom. That was not great. That's the idea. Don't push it too much, obviously. If you fall off here, you're dead. It's better to take 2 jumps on that second conveyor than it is to die, obviously. So on this, we have these rhinos that are going to be coming up. And I think the way it works is that their hitboxes and your hitboxes don't really interact when you're off screen. So in order to try and stay on this conveyor that's moving us forward quickly as much as possible, we want to do these jumps very low. And it's going to be lower than any other rhino in the game that you can do. Boom. See right there, we were pretty much on top. We have to take much bigger jumps over these though, because their hitboxes are actually fully functional. But again, those are moving leftward, so you're going to be wanting to jump off them as much as possible. Anyway, so it kind of works out. If you get the flies, then you're screwed. Nothing you can do about it. I can't really show that off though, it'd take too much setup. They almost rarely happen. But just, if you actually jump immediately on the frame that you land, you will not slow down at all. But the risk of doing that is you hit jump too early and then you're walking for a while because you think you jumped. Try to just take one jump. You want to try and jump, space your jumps so that you only have one jump there. I think my routing on those rhinos is decent, so if you want to kind of copy that. I don't even know what it is off the top of my head though, is the problem. I just do it short, big, 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 short, big, then jump up. Alright. Now you need to remember that you're going to be going left here. It's a mistake that I make a lot to just keep holding right there, because the whole game you're holding right. But remember to switch to the left. We want to jump through here and jump over. The more you're off screen during this time, the better, because it's going to reduce lag. But getting through without hitting anything is going to be the more important part. So don't focus too much on lag reduction. I think you can even jump early here and probably would help out. Yeah, that was like no lag. But from there, we want to jump at this line right here. We want to jump there so that we miss pretty much everything. You want to avoid bumping against this wall. So you want to time your jump there. I was a little bit late on mine, so I bumped slightly at the bottom. Boom, right there, straight on through. Now we get to the axes. I don't really know a safe, like a really truly safe way to do this again. They cost so much time to sit through that I think really your only option in a race is to take these damage boosts. So this right here is so freaking slow. So what I like to do is I grab that box, then jump over. You can jump grab both of them, it's just more inputs and more precision. I don't think it saves a ton of time to do it the other way, if at all. I boost on this first axe. It's not required. Well, you do want to boost on the first axe, but you don't have to do it at the peak here. It's actually the same amount of time saved to do this, getting through there, and then damage boosting this, getting through there. That is the same speed overall as damage boosting there. What am I doing? Damage boost there. Damage boost there, wait on this one. Damage boost through there, and then wait on that one. That's actually the same speed through there. Pretty close. I have not like tested it out to make sure it's perfect, but they're pretty similar on how long it takes to get through there. So if you have a preference one way or the other, it's not really a big deal. The only difference is that if you grab this box, then what you can do is you can actually kill that lizard that I've had to jump over. Throwing the box there, boom, it hits him. And that means you can stay on this conveyor belt a little bit longer, because the other way is to actually jump over the hat that he throws. And that gets you off the conveyor belt. Boom, I have to almost immediately jump over. The box throw timing is not that difficult, but it is going to take a little bit of getting used to. And once you're good at knowing the timing of the axes anyway, it's going to be pretty free. From here we're going to try and skip these lizards. And again, this is dangerous. The safe way is just to go underneath, like that. But what I do is I walk off. You can jump off, but I feel like that makes it more difficult for me. I think Lynx does it the other way. But either way, I walk off, jump and grab that box, go underneath, and then you have to make this short, tight jump here, which is probably the more scary of the parts, if I'm honest. Because it's really easy to jump up too high into that guy and you're dead. If you screw up like that, then you just need to go underneath. Don't try and save it at that point. But if you don't make your first jump here, technically, if I can even show that off. Come on, game. Work with me here. It is possible to miss... There, I had it. Miss this first get through and still make it in time. Oh yeah. Maybe it's from jumping too high? There, we can still make it through in time. But that again is also risky. It's gonna be rare situations that comes up though. If you do elect to go underneath though, don't throw both boxes. We want to hang on to a box. Because what we want to do is kill that guy. And you can actually do it... There's like a check in this game. That says, is there an enemy above you? Do you hop or not when you throw upward? And it's kind of wonky on that guy. You don't want to hop upwards when you hit it, because that's slowing you down a lot. But maybe it's just frame-based and impossible to not hit on this guy? What the hell? I won't spend too much time on it, but you want to try and get your spacing to where you don't hop up. But we killed this guy for a specific reason, which is that this guy up here, this last lizard, will sometimes be despawned by killing that guy. If you're quick about it, I was not quick there. See, boom, he's not there, and that reduces a lot of lag in this little climb. Alright. So despawns him. It won't always happen. Especially if you have, like, if you do it late or early. Yeah, there I didn't get it. But you do it anyway to try and hope for the best. I usually grab this box here, it cuts off a little bit of distance, it's not huge if you don't get it. And then hit this switch on the way down. And we're just box throwing that stuff out of the way. Jump grabbing is faster and then immediately throw up. Don't immediately throw up on this one though, because this first switch does absolutely nothing. Only hit the second switch. You don't have to hit the first switch at all. You want to try and short hop this one to make sure that you grab your acorn. If you don't grab the acorn there, then you have to backtrack for it, and it's pain. Also make sure you're running against the box a little bit. It makes that easier to pick up. If you do a really clean one, a lot of times you won't grab it. Either way, you definitely want that acorn. That acorn is super important because we need all the life we can get for this section coming up. More box crabs here to get through. I grabbed that box there to cut off a little bit of distance, and because I need a box, you can just keep the box that you had back here. Go boom, boom, and then go like that. I think it's slightly slower. I'm not sure it makes a huge difference either way. But the way to get through this safe is to be really freaking slow here. Oof. And not just walk off like a dummy. Jump over that. Alright, he didn't even throw up there, so I guess maybe if you stay away from him, he doesn't shoot. That's interesting. Alright, so that's how you get through that if you really don't want to take damage. I feel it's pretty safe, and definitely what I'm going to do is take this first damage boost, throw the box to kill that lizard, then we box through there, jump over that plunger, which is tight, but definitely doable, and now we have 2 life going into this last section. Don't throw the box at him. Just take the damage boost, kill him. There's also a possibility, let's see if I can get that, that if you time this perfect, you'll one-shot that weasel. So what I do is I try to throw at about this line here that I'm on, because that sort of sets up the spacing to get it some of the time. If you got really consistent at it, it should be 100%, I think. But again, there's some every other frame nonsense going on in this game. Just expect that you're going to have to hit him twice, and then jump over that plunger. If you do one-shot him, then maybe you can react and just keep on trucking. No, I don't think they are weak in the legs. Pelicans are weak in the legs. Maybe there's a headshot? That just went straight on through him. Yeah, it definitely not weak in the head. Don't aim for the head. I think really the one shot is just a matter of interacting with hitboxes right on the edge of the screen. So the route that I take here is technically riskier. You have 2 health at this point though, so nothing really should go wrong if you screw up. Go underneath this weasel, bump into this box, and then jump over that lizard. I think the longer you bump into this box, the easier this jump is. You can actually just go without bumping into the box, but it's an incredibly tight jump. So don't do that. It is pixel perfect to go over without bumping. So yeah. As long as you take a while on here and don't sit there and wait for his hat to be thrown into you, then that jump should be pretty damn safe. Go down here, get underneath that guy, hop up, and then fall down immediately over that. You can jump over here if you're worried, because this drop through is actually really tight. If you're slow there, he's going to jump on your head. So if you want to be really super safe there, then just jump over everything there, and then come back around. And that's not a bad idea for the race, but we've got 2 hit points. It's not a big deal if we take that damage boost. There also usually is a bit of a lag. I think it depends upon how long you wait on that first wizard, but there's lag right there on top of that weasel's head that makes the drop through easier. You have more time to do it then. And so I like to drop through while that lag is happening. That was a relatively quick get through there, and I still took damage, and it wasn't super quick, but I was trying to make a point there of how little of a delay it takes to take damage from that guy. You have to be quick through there, or you're going to get hit. I think that's the fastest way to do it safe, you know, going out and jumping over there. I can't really imagine anything else being that much easier, but also still relatively similar on the speed. And now it is time for Fat Cat. The secret with Fat Cat here is that standing just to the left of this little slat in the background will prevent taking damage from 2 of his 3 patterns. So if his cigar is pointed to the left or the middle, then you're not going to take damage at that spot. You can watch to see if his cigar goes to the right and react, but it's not easy, especially under a lot of pressure. So for the most part, in terms of a speedrun, you're just going to hope that you get good patterns. You have, you know, 2 out of 3 times they're going to be good patterns. And just, if you have 2 health, then you can kind of deal with taking 1 hit. So you definitely want to come in here with 2 health. Even though taking a damage on this boss, you know, you're right back in there. It's not a big deal. So the idea is going to be come in here, jump, grab, throw, get in position, and then do very short hops. If you're too high, you are going to take damage on the mid cigar. Probably even, I mean, if you're really too high, you'll take damage on the left position as well. See, there I was able to get underneath. There is a delay between Ash happening. So, the delay between Ash patterns is variable. Sometimes he takes a long time between Ash, sometimes it's short. But if an Ash pattern just happened, then you know you have a little bit of time to get up quickly and throw the ball again. The higher you can grab the ball and get back to throwing at him, the faster the fight's going to be. But, you know, the higher you jump, the more risk you're taking of taking Ash. Let's wait a second here to get a better pattern, or a different pattern. The safest is just going to be stand here, catch it, throw it back up, don't even jump at all. You're still going to take damage from that pattern if you don't react to it, but that's not the end of the world. Even doing it super slow like that, you would have to get really bad luck to take multiple damage from Fat Cat. There I got lucky and knocked myself out. But if you go in there with 2 health, you're going to have to get really unlucky to not be able to just stand here and spam up and then get back in position if he hits you. Fastest though, of course, is going to be these jump grabs. They need to be short unless you know that you're not going to get hit. And that is pretty much it, I guess. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I went over? I was trying to watch the chat and make sure that I didn't miss anything. Let's see about doing a run here using the save strats. I'll throw my timer up here even though it's not on stream at the moment. Don't want carry Dale %. We want the any %. See how well I can do here. See if I can even remember to use the safe strats all the time. Sometimes muscle memory really gets you. Come on, get your ass up there. This is one of the most popular NES games on speedrun.com. It has, last I had seen, it had over 50 entries. I think it's gone up considerably since then, but I haven't really looked. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 70 people have times on the board for it now. So yeah, it's really popular. And the tournament that we are running actually already has 20 entrants. I don't know exactly how many Contra had, but that's definitely more. One, two, three. These wiggles can be really precise. I'm not that good at them. What? Screwed up the manipulation. That was too far to the right, I think. There, I tried to play it safe because I might have missed the hit. Come on. Top box has the most chance of having a 1-up. Sometimes it doesn't, but it almost always does. Oops. None of the other boxes have a chance at a 1-up unless you just collect enough flower petals or stars or whatever are underneath them. There, I had to have bad positioning because of the balls. There wasn't much I could do about it. No, I don't. But for racing, and for people that are new to it, I just figured might as well throw it in there. There, I pulled back too far, but at least I spawned that other ball, so we didn't lose too much time for screwing up the Jokabus. Crap. That's a mistake, but not a huge one. Forgot to throw my box too, so I did that routing all wrong. Save some time by picking a closer box. Oh no, it doesn't go on based upon the box. It's just time. You can grab as many boxes there as you can get to. The task actually gets them all. Nothing you can do to speed up the bonus sections. Ooh, I got all the flower petals, nice. I just don't bother picking up the other boxes. See that swapping over here. Sorry, that killed chat, and my splits are kind of not set up for RGL. Dim layout. RGL. There we go. That's not a good jump there. Oh, crap. Touch my nose and jump. Jump, jump grab. You always want to jump grab whenever possible. It's much faster than doing the pickup animation. I don't know if I really... Yeah, I kind of covered that before. There. Do my box grab, not a huge deal though. More annoying than anything. Because I have to adjust my timing on these jumps now. Ooh, that's close. Not a great jump there. And I screwed up that boost. There's the throw I wanted. Don't know why it doesn't work sometimes. There's definitely a check in the game for is an enemy on top of you. I did a lot of testing on that. Oop, screwed that up. Stop going to the side like a dummy. Alright, so right there, 10-16, lots of mistakes, all pretty safe strats. That's probably that is my plan for racing in the tournament. I'm going to use that route unless I just completely get destroyed and have to really pull out the really fast strats.